Hello, 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 my loves. For those of you who don't already know me, my name is Grace. I used to do this all the time, but now I am a full time content creator with TikTok. But, there's always that case, when you can't let a case go. Like, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why people cannot let this case go. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to go into depths on the months leading up to it, what happened that night, inconsistencies that both Chris and NK are both saying. And when you hear it all, it makes sense. The only thing there are things that are confusing to me. There's new things that are coming out that we did not know before. So just sit back, relax. I am gonna kind of be all over the place because um, I am sick. Um, I'm very sick. Uh, they are trying to get me on TPN. I'm very malnourished. My cells are eating each other. So basically, like my my brain has diminished in a sense. Stop it, Lexi. What?
Shut your ass up, Tiny.
Doing,
I kill little dogs.
I'm doing a broadcast. But I'm just doing a thing on YouTube.
No, you're not.
Yeah, cool. Dude, can you?
Get off of YouTube.
No.
This is embarrassing.
I don't. Embarrassing for who?
Me.
Yeah, because your friends see me on YouTube.
They see you on TikTok. What if they see you on YouTube?
Oh my god, they're not going to see me on YouTube. I barely get on here.
Zach.
Here we go. Alrighty. Just ignore my daughter. Oh my gosh. Apparently, I am not allowed to do things. Only my children are allowed to do things. See how that works? My kids are allowed to have all the fun, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So, and hopefully you didn't hear what my son said. He wasn't being serious. But anyways, back to the Watts case. So, first off, okay, there's things that make sense and things that don't make sense because a lot of people are saying that this was premeditated, but in the interrogation, in Chris's interrogation, when he's talking to his dad, or was it the detectives? It was one or the other. He said she wasn't supposed to be there. Okay, well, that excludes his children and Shanann because they are supposed to be there. They're already there. So they live there, they're supposed to be there. The only person who should not be there is NK, right? So if she's not supposed to be there, how is it premeditated? That's the only thing I'm wondering. Like, if she's not supposed to be there, how is it premeditated? Because, like, in the beginning of this case, now, I am a big believer in psychics and, you know, spirits, stuff like that. Um, I believe in all that stuff. I was in the medical field, so I've seen things, that can't be explained. Like I tell people, but it's like you got to kind of see it to believe it in a way. So, um, yeah. So, okay. All right. First of all, okay. Now, me personally, I think that when Chris was going to the gym, remember when he was going to the gym? It was like months prior to the murders. That is where he met NK. And this was months prior. So now she is looking at, NK is looking at Shenan's name in 2017, a year prior to the murders. Why? Why would she be looking her up? Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Either one or two things. She either wanted Chris, like maybe she looked her up, like, because if you remember where Shanann used to work, NK did this like fitness whatever thing, and she was at Shanann's workplace one time. So they don't know if like she ran into her or bumped into her there. But listen to this. The prior July 4th, Chris actually introduced NK to Shanann. Like NK, Chris, and the girls were watching fireworks, and guess who shows up? Okay, I don't know how long this affair was going on, but I can assure you it was longer than 6 weeks. Guaranteed. You gotta figure. This woman made herself into the perfect woman for him, quite literally. So he was kind of getting the best of both worlds. He had his home life where he's married, he has kids, he's settled down. And then he has this other part that wants to be free and go watch cars crash into each other and go to car shows and do this and that and be wild and have sex all the time. Like, then he has that part. And we all know that she's bipolar. She does not take her meds because Chris found a bottle of her meds and, she wasn't taking them, but here they. But, anyways, like, I mean, Chris literally tells us that he had to talk her off a cliff multiple times. But the thing, all right, I think she was there more than 2 times. She had to have been. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, now here's what I want. I want to throw this in there. Remember when he told us that Shanann was when Shanann was in North Carolina for that 6 weeks. For one, why 6 weeks? I don't know. Maybe it could have just been a thing. But mind you, he was with both women and he was actively trying to get Shanann pregnant. So he was trying to get her pregnant while with NK, but he wasn't telling NK that. Remember, he wanted to be, it was like he was Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's who he was. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He didn't want those two worlds clashing at all. He didn't want confrontation. He wasn't a confrontational person. I don't know exactly what was said or done. Stop it. I don't know if he paid with that credit card at the Lazy Dog on purpose for Shanann to find out, or maybe he did it quite literally on purpose. So maybe Shanann would see and leave, or maybe they would talk and he could like cut it off with NK. Like, I think that's kind of what it was sort of like. Because in the beginning of this, sorry, I got a little off track. In the beginning of this, there was this psychic, and she was kind of like right on the head with things for like a couple of months, and then she's getting so close, and then out of nowhere, boom, she just drops off YouTube, off face of the earth. You don't see her again. But she clearly states that in the house that night, there were 4 of them. There was Chris, NK, Jim, and another female that was NK's friend. Some Hispanic woman, to be exact. And the psychic specifically says that Chris is in the corner, crouched down with his hands over his head. Okay. My guess is she did not like the fact that he had kids. She tried to like explain that way to the detectives, but her explanation made no sense because she clearly like it says to her friend Charlotte that he's got kids, like she didn't want. I don't even know why she picked him. You want to tear a family apart? Why can't you just find a dude that ain't married? But in her past, she had a thing for married guys. And NK always had a way of kind of getting away with anything she did wrong. Because we're daddy. I'll get into this interrogation. Don't worry. But, okay, first off, we're just going to, for one, they're on the phone for 2 hours that night. My guess, a lot of people say that they were like finalizing everything, getting everything ready. Okay, for one, he didn't even know that she was going to be late. Okay. So, for one, the camera was taken off the back porch. That's how NK got in. I guarantee it. So I don't know what time she got there. It was obviously before Shanann got home. My guess, they were on the phone, and this is just my guess. This is my opinion. I think he was trying to let her off easy, personally. And I think this plan was set up like, because everybody's like, oh, she took him out, he like hit him out there because, you know, that's where they were going to do it and they were going to blow up the thing. And no. No. See, here's the thing. If people don't remember, the coroner's report, like the medical examiner's report on Shanann, stated that her time of death was Tuesday, not Monday. So where was she? That dog, the dog that does the scents or whatever, not the cadaver dog, the other dog, picked up on a house, a couple houses down from their house, and nothing was done. Nothing was done. This was the day after. They could have been in there, but nothing was done. They were not found till Wednesday. Well, Shanann was dug up Wednesday morning. Her body was retrieved. The girls were retrieved on Thursday. They couldn't do time of death on the girls because their bodies were so badly decayed. Because that oil, it messed up their bodies, their skin and everything. But they could do time of death on Shanann. Her time of death was Tuesday. Right there, that excludes Chris. Like, are people like not, like, truly not paying attention to things? I have a Ring camera. It had it's like a motion sensor. It has delays. Okay, when you see the person coming out of the garage, everybody thought it was Chris. Chris is in the truck. You see the headlights on. You see the headlights turn on. Like the headlights are kind of like on. Like the door opens, you can see like the light on, and then you see somebody walking out through the garage. That is NK. She was in the house doing God knows what. And I'm sorry, but as soon as Chris was the distraction, he was the distraction. Because when he's turning to back up, you see the red car speed straight off. That is Jim's car. Jim had a red car. You see it speed off, for one. And Chris is seeing all this shit, and that is why he's freaking out. NK walked out in Chris's clothes. And oh my god, I can't even watch her fucking. Why? I want to know why they protect somebody automatically without even questioning them. Why? Why? She is not like Amber Fry, okay, guys? She's not, alright? She did not willingly go to the freaking cops. Her workplace called her and told her that the cops were wanting to talk to her. That is why she reached out to them. After looking up Amber Fry. So she goes in there for one with her dad. Every time that detective tries to ask her any kind of question, because he's not stupid, okay? And what infuriates me is they protected her, and you can clearly see she's guilty. And it makes them look like incompetent idiots. It really does, because you see it. She's fucking guilty as shit. Like, her dad is sitting there, like, she's answering questions, she's giving information she shouldn't be, and her dad's sitting there, like, you can see the body language. He just wants her to shut the fuck up at this point. Like, quite literally, he just wants her to shut up. Because I'm sorry, but, like, the detective's asking her about the door. Literally, about the ring camera. Because they can easily get that information from them. From the camera company or whatever. The motion sensors were going off like crazy in the freaking basement. I'm sorry, but I don't even know if she made it upstairs. I really don't. Because quite frankly, it kind of looked like the upstairs was kind of staged to make it look like it was upstairs. And that's the other thing. There were gloves. Why the hell would Chris need gloves? His prince should be in that house. Duh. There's one glove in the upstairs bedroom. And there's another glove with a book. So my guess is those kids, yeah, everybody was taken out of that house alive. Nobody died in that house. That's a huge freaking thing. And everybody's like, oh yeah, Chris just, killed him, disposed of him, made all these calls and everything before his coworkers showed up. It's impossible. It is completely impossible unless somebody was out there with them, helping. So, my guess is, and it's kind of funny how Jim was there for 2 days. 2. NK's exact words. But yet nobody was allowed to talk to Jim. Nobody. And they just let that go. That was her alibi, apparently, and they let it go. And her alibi, by the way, sucks. Her phone pinged right at Frederick. Never did before. She didn't call Chris that morning, which was really unusual because, yeah, they called each other every morning. Oh, yeah, the drink that she was giving him for 6 weeks every day, that he said basically, like, he'd be talking and then he'd, like, go to sleep, wake up, and keep doing a conversation like nothing, he didn't fall asleep. Well, I was looking up potions. I'm like, what potions are, like, bad or whatever? And you know what? They were all good except for one, because they said it was like this brownish orange substance. So that's why I looked up what are brownish orange potions. There were 7 of them. 6 of them were good. 1 was bad. And it's a substance that literally strips the light out of you and basically replaces it with darkness. And you see that in Chris. You see there's no emotion. It's very flat. It's when he does like his news thing on the new when he goes on the news, it's very scripted. Very scripted. He's very nervous. That laugh is a very nervous laugh. I do believe that morning, you know, I think that NK told Chris, hey, it'll be all right. You know, we'll just make it seem like she's still alive. We'll use her phone. Bro, Chris takes off and goes to text Shanann, and I'm guessing NK goes to open it. She can't because Shanann changed her code. Shanann was smart. She changed her code for a good reason. She had a reason to change it. She was becoming scared of Chris. She didn't trust him like she did in the past. Her family was scared. They didn't want her to come back to Colorado, by the way. They were that scared. We all know that the whole letter thing, his parents told him to write that. Why? I really don't know why. I really don't know why. This is where it gets sketchy, okay? Because his parents are telling him to write this letter. And then the day of the murders, I'm not even going to say the day of the murders because Shanann's time of death was on Tuesday. So I'm just going to say the 13th, NK called North Carolina